Greetings and love and kindness. How are you doing, community? I know that you are doing simply wonderful. You're having a beautiful time in your life because conscious self health care moves that you are making. Mental observation view is essential for your success. Greetings, one and all. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the host of the Conscious Self Health Care Hour Conversation. Today is May 31st, 2017, and once again, I invite you all to connect with me. Take a moment, sit back, take those deep inhalation breaths, exhale all that energy into the world, relax. Let's come together in one as we share. Today is going to be a combination of me talking about the My Health device from NES Health Corporation, the total wellness system. I'm going to talk a little bit about the chewing process and digestion and how it's so important that we chew our foods in reference to me, one of my cellular malfunctions, because we don't have diseases, we don't talk about disease care, we talk about health care. So I'm having cellular malfunctions with my jaw, my teeth, the muscle skeletal apparatus for my face, for my teeth, the muscles. I had a major fall in 2004. My teeth didn't shift out of place until 2011. Now it's 2017. My teeth was moving further apart. And in 2015, I believe it was, I was diagnosed with cellular malfunctions, Western medicine called TMJ. And so I had to find a way to support myself whenever I felt an imbalance in this area. And one of the ways that I do that is with the My Health device. Before I get into the demonstration, which this will be two parts, you'll hear me talking, and then you will see a live video of me demonstrating using the My Health wellness tool from NES Health that I use for myself and I use at my center to assist other people with symptom based relief, energetic relief of areas that we can define. It shows us an imbalance in it that we can state a name for it, and we can use the My Health as a standalone device to correct that with. The My Health device, I'll share more about the My Health device when you see the video of me showing you what I do to support the TMJ situation that I had with my mouth. But it's all about chewing. Um, I don't have the present moment at the time. What I need to have my teeth corrected so that I will not have this issue. And then again, it may still be there because of the major fall that I had, and the fact that my skeletal system is a little off balance in that area from that major fall that I had, a death fall in 2004. And so now things have shown up from that. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit to you today about recognizing the importance of chewing your food. And when you have something like TMJ and it stops you from chewing your foods, what you're doing to yourself when you don't properly chew your food and take the time to take better care of what's going on with your mouth. So, this article that I'm sharing with you comes from the great Dr. Marcola, and he has wonderful information for you. You can always go to marcola.com and get brilliant factual information on how to care for yourself. This article, 7 important reasons to properly chew your foods. This is for everybody. It's so crucial to the life of the cell and how the body processes along the way because digestion starts within the mouth. So, the story at a glance that I'm going to share with you, I'll give you these 4 topics right up front. So take a moment, take a deep breath as you're relaxing, you're open, you're receptive to chime into this information to propel you to continue to live a stress and disease free lifestyle and to know that you can create balance no matter where you are in your life. So get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your very own personal healthcare plan with yours truly. I'm known as Dr. K. Again, I'm Karen Khadijah Davis, folks, and this is the Conscious Self Health Care Hour conversation, and we're talking about the importance of chewing the foods. So, and again, this story is by this article I'm reading with you today is from Dr. McCullough. Story at a glance. Chewing process serves as the first step to proper digestion. Number two, chewing too quickly allows large particles of food to enter your stomach and intestines, potentially causing other digestive problems. Chewing your food thoroughly allows you to absorb more nutrients from your food, helps you maintain a healthy weight, allows for easier digestion, and leads to fewer digestive issues like gas and bloating. And number four, you will benefit from chewing until your mouth full of food is liquefied. I really, really, really must stress this a great deal. It is better for you if you were chewing until your mouth full of food is liquefied and lost of all its texture. So you really want to chew your food until it's liquefied, has lost all its texture, and finish swallowing completely before taking another bite of food. So resting that fork, chewing that food until it's liquefied, the texture is gone, making sure the food is completely out of your mouth before you begin to take another bite. That's a heavy process when you are dealing with teeth and mouth issues. And so, if you really can't do that process, you want to pay attention to the foods that you are eating because you won't be getting the nutrition from it. The particles are going to become too big. But I'm going to continue with the article and you'll get all this information as I'm sharing. So, take that deep, deep breath with me. We priming that pump, the lymphatic system, and you all know we work with the formula oxygen pumps electricity equals power. And the very first form of oxygen for the body is the foods that we eat. That's the number one oxygen for the body. Chewing breaks your food down from large particles into smaller particles that are more easily digested. This also makes it easier for your intestines to absorb the nutrients. That's where the nutrients are absorbed in the small intestines. And energy from the food particles as they pass through. The energy from the food particles, and that's why we talk about the more live food, the better it is for you, and the nutrients are within that live food. Anything is dead that we bother to eat and chew. Dead food is food that doesn't have any nutrition in it, and it's not live food. It's prepared or cooked in some kind of way, and it's losing its nutrients. You really, really want to take your time. So, digestive food from entering your bloodstream and causing a wide range of adverse effects to your health. Chewing breaks your food down from large particles into smaller particles that are more easily digested. This also makes it easier for your intestines to absorb nutrients and energy from the food particles as they pass through, while also preventing improperly digested foods from entering the blood and causing a wide range of adverse effects to your health. Again, this article is by Dr. McCullough. The last time you had something to eat, did you give any thought to how long you chewed? Most likely not, as chewing is done for most people almost as a habit or unconscious reflex. As soon as a piece of food enters your mouth, you chew, swallow, probably far too quickly, especially if you're in a hurry or eating on the run. The chewing process, also known as mastication, is actually extremely important, however, and serves as the first step in your digestive process. The way you chew, including how long you chew, can significantly impact your health in ways you are likely never knew. So important. 7 reasons to chew your food properly. from Dr. McCullough. And again, especially if you have teeth issues, gum issues, you're dealing with something like TMJ, which is really hard for you to chew, which is one of the things that I'm dealing with now. And as my cellular malfunction, figuring out a way that I'm going to try to realign my teeth. Even in doing that, I still may have the issue because of the major fall that I had and what alignment it did to my muscular skeletal system. So I'm sharing with you really the My Health device. I'm going to show you how I assist myself when the pain comes into my mouth from chewing or to prevent me from beginning to have that pain. So again, I'm sharing an article with you on the Conscious Self Healthcare Hour conversation. We're talking about chewing. 7 reasons to chew your food properly. It's the beginning of the nourishment of the cells of the human body. This big cell that we are is made up of the foods, the raw materials, the blood, um, what we put into our bodies. But we're talking about that process of digestion, the beginning of chewing. And it's very important. A lot of issues start in people's health because of what's going on in the digestive tract that starts from the mouth and goes all the way down to the anus. And so, 7 reasons to chew your food properly. Reason number one: absorption, more nutrition, more nutrients, and energy from your food. Absorb more nutrients and energy from your food with proper chewing. But again, that must be the proper foods that have those nutrients within that food. Chewing breaks your food down from large particles to smaller particles that are more easily digested. This also makes it easy for your intestines to absorb nutrients from the food particles as they pass through. This also prevents improperly digested food from entering your blood and causing a wide range of adverse effects to your health. Recent research presented at the 2013 Institute of Food Technology's annual meeting and Food Expo in Chicago showed, in fact, that when participants chewed almonds larger, the smaller particles were better and more quickly absorbed by the body. In those who chewed less, the larger particles were passed through the body, while also providing opportunist bacteria and fungi with a source of fuel during their transition. Purdue University professor Dr. Richard Mantes explained at that summit. Particle size affects the bioaccessibility of the energy of the food that is being consumed. The more you chew, the less is lost, more is retained in the body. Is the key to all what I just said. Number two, reasons to chew properly. Maintaining a healthy weight. The longer you chew, the more time it will take you to finish a meal. And research shows that eating slowly can help you to eat less and ultimately to avoid weight gain or even lose weight. For example, chewing your food twice as long as you normally would will instantly help you control your portion size, which naturally decreases calorie consumption. It takes time, generally about 20 minutes, for your brain to signal to your stomach that you're full. And this may explain why one study found people reporting feeling fuller when they ate slower. They also ended up consuming about 10% fewer calories when they ate at a slow pace and presumably chewed slower as opposed to when they were rushing. So it's very important to maintain a consciousness, awareness, mental observation view of how you're eating. So you're relearning, you're rethinking, and you're rewriting, taking your notes down, thinking about how do I chew? Am I always on the run? Am I sitting down? Am I allowing myself time? Do I place my fork down? Number two, again, maintain a healthy weight. That's what we just got finished talking about. It all depends on how we chew in our food and taking our time and allowing ourselves to fully eat and chew that food up for proper digestion. Number three, your food gets more exposure to your saliva. The saliva, very, very important. Enzymes that come from the saliva in the beginning of eating. Saliva contains digestive enzymes. So the longer you chew, the more time these enzymes have to start breaking down your food, making digestion easier on your stomach and small intestines. One of these enzymes is lingual lipase and enzymes that help break down fat, for examples. Saliva also helps to lubricate your food so it's easier on your esophagus. So the saliva has digestive enzymes in it. It recognizes the food that's in your mouth and it's doing its part to help break it down. And so the slower you chew, the better it is for you and your body to absorb the right enzymes for easier digestive and make it easy on the esophagus. Number four, easier digestion. The chewing process pre-digests your food into small pieces and partially liquefies it, making it easier to digest. Digestion is actually a very demanding task for your body, requiring a great deal of energy, especially if forced to digest improperly chewed food. Chewing properly allows your stomach to work more efficiently and break down your food faster. So it's easier on digestion, and that's why when you have TMJ or mouth issues and you try to eat food that requires a lot of chewing to break it down to liquefy, to get rid of that texture so it's small enough and liquefied enough that it goes down the esophagus correctly. But when you have a mouth issues and you're still trying to eat that food and you swallow big chunks of pieces of food, you're causing problems. And I'm going to be showing you how I use the My Health to keep me in alignment so that I can take my time. Number five, it's good for your teeth. The bones holding your teeth together to get a good workout when you chew, helping to keep them strong. The bones holding your teeth get a good workout when you chew, helping to keep them strong. Saliva produced while chewing is also beneficial, helping to clear food particles from your mouth and wash away bacteria so there may be less plaque buildup and tooth decay. Number six, less excessive bacteria lingering in your intestines. Yeah, it starts in the mouth. It has everything to do with that proper chewing, allow those digestive enzymes and how the whole process breaks down and come into your stomach. So less excessive bacteria lingers in the intestines. The stomach does its part and breaks down and start going into the intestines for you to digest those nutrients. So family community, keep this in mind. Take a deep breath and recognize what you eat, how you've been chewing your food and how you're digesting your food and what is going on with your digestive system and things you can prevent. So, number six, when large particles of improperly chewed food enter your stomach, it may remain undigested. Undigested. And that's why they say meat petrifies in the body, because we didn't properly chew it. And so it may remain undigested when it enters your intestines. And that's where you're supposed to be absorbing your nutrients from. So, there, bacteria will begin to break it down, or in other words, it will start to petrify, as I just said, potentially leading to gas and bloating, diarrhea, constipation. Diarrhea is a form of constipation. Then people know constipation, not even being able to make bowel movements regularly, and then you have diarrhea, which is the liquid stuff pushing around what's constipated. So it's still one and the same. You have abdominal pains and cramping and other digestive problems, and it all started with the way that you chewed your food and how important it is for mouth health. Mouth health is so important to the health of the body. Take a deep breath with me. We learning, we rethinking, and we writing our own very own prescription plan for better health care because who can do it? You can be truthful and honest to yourself where you might not be as truthful and honest with your practitioner, the person that's assisting you, your wellness specialist, like I am. We can look to see and we can pretty much figure out what's going on and try to share some things with you. But because you're not truly honest with yourself, you don't follow the procedure. So that's why I say relearn, rethink, and rewrite your very own prescription plan, and you can be on and you can honor yourself. And we have a lot of people that have digestive problems going on. And again, family and community, it starts in the mouth, how we processing and chewing their foods, and how well is your mouth? working. And you may have to look at the diet that you're using, the foods that you are eating. And so we're up on number seven. Enjoy and taste your food. Enjoy and taste your food. If you rush through your meals with hardly any chewing at all, just chewing so fast, like you on a clock, you on a schedule, like they do in the military. They have so little time to eat, or you on this crazy schedule with your job. They only giving you 15 to 30 minutes to eat. You have to consider what you're choosing to eat, how well you break your chewing that food up to break it down so you can feel better. So you want to enjoy, you want to taste your foods, so you have to match your foods up with your lifestyle schedule so you can properly chew your food for proper digestion. So, if you rush through your meals with hardly any chewing, you are also not really tasting or enjoying the food, and you remain hungry and you want something else, and you go snack and things like that. When you take the time to properly chew your food, it forces you to slow down, savor each morsel, and really enjoy all the flavors your food has to offer. You'll become more fulfilling when you do this. So, how to chew your food properly? The way you chew is unique to you and is probably deeply ingrained by this point in your life. In other words, you'll likely need to make conscious efforts to change the way you chew. But the good news is you can start with your next meal. Conscious self healthcare moves. Mental observation view is essential for your success. You must watch your behaviors. You must watch your patterns and see if those things are benefiting you. To change that program, that subconscious program that may have you eating that way, not properly chewing your food. You might have was told to hurry up and eat your food, get up from the table, or whatever you were told as part of your programming in your younger age. You have the opportunity to be your own wellness doctor, your conscious self healthcare educator. I may say that I am the only conscious self healthcare educator because I am the only conscious self healthcare for myself, and so are you. And so you must observe yourself and see how you're chewing your foods and what you are doing and how quickly you are trying to eat your food. So, how to chew your food properly? There are many theories about how many times you should ideally chew each piece of food. The Times of India recently highlighted a gentleman by the name of Horace Fletcher, late 1800s, health food guru, who was famous for chewing each bite 100 times before swallowing, and to this he attributed his good health, strength, and endurance. I personally try to chew no matter what I'm eating until it's so liquefied, and like they say, the texture is gone, and until it's just making its way down my esophagus very easily. And I make a habit of putting my fork down once I put food in my mouth. And so I may be chewing closely to 40 times or more. But I don't know if I've ever taken 100 times of chewing before I swallow my food. But we probably need to do that if we're some meat eaters. You probably needed to chew that food up about 100 times before it gets itself into that smallest uh, uh, kind of that digests through the body. Again, how to chew your food properly. You need not be this strict. However, as the amount of chewing and food requires will obviously vary depending on its type and texture. Here's a guide to ensure that chewing in a way that will support your health. Generally speaking, you'll want to eat in a relaxed, non distractive environment. Eating on the run or while you're working or watching TV is not conducive to properly chewing. So, no matter what situation you're in, what job you are taking, how you have to eat your food, take that deep, deep Kundalini breath. Relax. Thank your energy of the food, your body, relaxing while you're eating, even though your life may seem as fast paced and you're on a run and you only have 10 minutes to eat something. Just take a moment and stop. Conscious self health can moves. You have to do this for yourself. You must take that moment and just stop. Take that deep breath. Release all that air before you begin to put food in your mouth, because that's one thing that people do a lot. They take a deep breath before they eat. And so you're already putting air in there before you even begin. And that throws things off right there. So, how to chew your food properly. Take the time. Take smaller bites of food to begin with. It's easier to chew smaller morsels. Don't take that big, big bite. Mmm, so good. No, take smaller bites. Enjoy what you're doing. Chew slowly and steadily. Chew slowly and steadily. Chew until your mouth full of food is liquefied or lost all textures. Remember these points. Finish chewing and swallowing completely before taking another bite of food. If you put that fork down, take that moment to chew your food, not trying to talk and have a conversation while chewing your food. Yeah, we go out on dates, we go out to dinner, but we must take our time and chew our food and then get into the conversation. And the last one, wait to drink fluids until you have swallowed all your food. And like they say, unless you need support with pushing something down your throat because it was too big and you didn't properly chew it, or your throat gets dry, you take a sip of water. But you normally drink water 15 to 30 minutes before you eat, 15 to 30 minutes after you eat, and not while you're eating food. And that's why you want to liquefy it as much as you can so it will go down the esophagus. So your steps are: take smaller bites of food to begin with, chew slowly and steadily, chew until your mouthful of food is liquefied, lost all textures, finish chewing and swallowing completely before taking another bite of food, and wait to drink fluids until you finish swallowing the food. Okay, so we'll end with what Dr. Marcola has to say about the dangers of chewing for no reason. And a lot of people do this, and my mom did it a great deal because my mother, an example that he's going to talk about is chewing the gum. And once I learned about that, and I just stopped chewing gum. But a lot of people like to chew gum because it's a stress release mechanism for them. But let's hear what Dr. McCullough had to say. The dangers of chewing for no reason. While chewing is essential when you eat, chewing without eating food can be counterproductive. When you chew gum, for instance, you send your body physical signals that food is about to enter your body. You're telling your body that you're about to send food, and really you're not, because you're just chewing gum that's liquid. You're not even going to swallow the gum. But you're sending your body a signal that food is coming, because food is the first part of digestion. The enzymes and acid that are activated when you chew gum are therefore released, but without the food they're intended to digest. We talked about those digestive enzymes, saliva that comes, it's in your mouth. And so you're telling your body to get ready to start a process to begin to do something, and what is needing to do with it is not there. So, dangers of chewing for no reason. This can cause bloating and overproduction of stomach acid, and can compromise your ability to produce significant digestive secretions when you actually do eat food. So understand this. Those of you that's chewing gum and that process of activating everything like it's food, you are causing yourself more problems in the end. And that's what I had to learn. As much as I love chewing gum, and I remember I used to tell my mom all the time, you got to stop chewing gum because you having all these digestive issues and you having the stomach problems, and that's one of the reasons. And that can't really be a reason, and that's a myth, and that's not true. And we're past the myth stage, family and community. We're past not knowing what is really going on. So when you get some new information, you don't want to have cognitive dissonance about it. You want to actually ask yourself, and as you're creating this wellness plan, that means you have to, again, mentally observation view is essential for success. You have to really look at your habits. And that's what it's all about. Looking at those physical habits has a lot to do with those subconscious programs that are there. You're constantly thinking and you understand in one way, and you're downloading new information. You're saying that you got it. But look at your habits. Mental observation view is essential for self success. That's why it's the key to what I do as a conscious self healthcare educator. I'm allowing you and I'm supporting you with seeing if there is a mixed match. If there is not a match in your consciousness with your subconscious, with your actions, about what you say that you understand, what you know, and where you are. And sometimes we know so much information that when we hearing somebody sharing something with us, we don't want to have that open heart, and we're not receptive because we close ourselves off, because that means that we just looked at ourselves, we realized something, and we're not ready to deal with it yet. But I'm telling you, take a moment, to look at how you're eating, not someone else, and go out there and give them direction. And you haven't really looked at your own self and worked on yourself. So you had this information, so you have to look at yourself and see what's going on. And remember, at the end of this audio, I'm going to have a video where I'm going to show you how I use the mihealth device, PMF tool from NES Health. I am a NES Health certified, and they like to call us practitioners. But I am the one and only conscious self healthcare educator. I am a wellness specialist. I use the Nest tools for benefit of my health and my well-being, and those are the things that I offer to my students that want to practice self health care for themselves and become their own wellness doctor. I share with you the tools that I use that you can also use yourself. And so again, the dangers of chewing for no reason besides this of the gum, chewing gum, can cause jaw muscle imbalances. Jaw muscles imbalances, I'm having mine from a traumatic physical accident that I had, TMJ, keeping the fluid down out of my from around my mouth, out of my muscles, and working to figure out how I'm going to realign my teeth. And you're going to see in the video how my teeth are separated. People think it's a gap. If it was a gap, I'd be thankful with it. I'd be wonderful about it, and I wouldn't have the mouth issues because it would have came in naturally. Again, mine came from an accident, so. The dangers of chewing for no reason besides this, chewing gum can cause jaw muscle imbalance. If you chew on one side more than the other, and even TMJ, which the word for that is temporal mandibular. Never can say those big words, and it's not important. That's why they give us those acronyms: joint disorder, TMJ, in your mouth, which can be painful chronic condition. And even though, like I say, I've been dealing with mine since 2012, I don't look at it as a chronic condition because mental observation view, I'm aware of my health, I'm aware of what's going on, and I do the necessary things. And that's why I use that My Health regular, and I watch how much I'm chewing on either side, and just a lot of things that I'm doing because I do know that I have this cellular malfunction, not disease. It was self-organizing breakdown, even though it was part of an accident. Take a deep breath, a lot of information, processing. You're taking your notes, you're writing down, and you're going to observe yourself over the next 3 days and see how well you are chewing your food and digesting your food. Again, but if you do not chew, do so only occasionally or right before a meal when the acid and enzyme stimulation may actually be beneficial. So again, generally recommend avoid gum chewing. But if you do chew gum, do so only occasionally or right before a meal when the acid and enzyme stimulation may actually be beneficial to you. Again, I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. This is an episode May 31st, 2017 of the Conscious Self Healthcare Hour. We're talking about properly chewing your food, the beginning of digestion, and 7 important reasons that I have just given to you. So you may want to go back and listen to this recording, take your time, take your notes, but most importantly, be observant, be your own observer, and watch what you're doing. Digestion is so important to health and how we feel and how the cells perform and operate. As a lenthologist, we work with the formula: oxygen, pumps, electricity, and power. As a bioenergetic, bioinformational wellness specialist, we leave the particle world, Newtonian, and we go to the wave format of the cell. And remember, consciousness rules matter. Consciousness rules matter. In the physical world, your conscious mind should be in alignment with your subconscious programming. And how do you change your subconscious programming? If it's not in alignment with your consciousness, you don't see the outcome of what you say that you know in your conscious mind and you have learned. Mental observation view is essential for your success. So we're talking about relearning, rewriting a better prescription plan for better health. We're talking about stepping up out of the dark ages of disease care. We're talking about emancipating from medical mental slavery. We're talking about paying attention to the foods that we eat and the digestion and how we get the nutrition in the body to help those pumps, which is really our cells, generate electricity so we can move in every aspect. And when we have TMJ and mouth issues and things like that, lack of oxygen, fluids not flowing, and there's cellular malfunctions going on, that we can begin to correct when we apply the right thought process. No error thinking, only thinking righteous and good thoughts about and understanding cellular ecology. And that's what I shared with you. So I invite you to visit my website, consciousselfcare.com, CONSCIOUSELF care.com. A shorter name for Cell Life, the number 4, Cell, CELL, and Life, LIFE.com. Visit my website, click on the information for the NES Health Wellness Tools, the mihealth device, and I'm going to be showing you the second half. Will be a actual video of me using the mihealth device to assist my TMJ and what's going on with my mouth, and when I know I have to step back and not eat certain foods if I cannot properly chew them. So again, you can like me on Facebook, Karen Davis-Foulks, Foulks. Link with me on LinkedIn, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. Twitter, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. Instagram, Karen Davis-Foulks. Karen Davis-Foulks, Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, Dr. K, Dr. Foulks, Dr. Abdul Malik. Thank you so much for listening to the Conscious Self Healthcare Hour. Again, it's all about Conscious Self Healthcare moves. How can I help you slay your healthcare fears? That's what I'm here for. Frozen energy, awaiting resurrection. That's what I help you do. So take a deep breath with me as we close out this section. And once again, thank you so very much for taking the time, for tuning in, sharing this broadcast with a friend. And I do invite you to tune in next time. Peace and love, heart to heart, healthy living, and make it a terrific day. And take the time to chew your food and watch what you are doing with Conscious Self Healthcare Moods. Peace and blessings. Until next time, heart to heart.